I'm Dr. Joe Esposito, and welcome to our podcast, For the Health of It, episode 46. Remember to subscribe to this podcast, and I'll help you naturally get well and stay well.
The information presented on this program is not intended to take the place of your personal physician's advice, and it is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Discuss this information with your own physician or healthcare provider to determine what is right for you.
Are you suffering needlessly? Dr. Joe can give you advice on how to naturally get well and stay well. Dr. Joe Esposito.
We're talking about emotional eating today. And in the first half, we talked about things that you might want to start to consider when it comes to emotional eating and some causes of why you may be having some of these problems. And one of the keys we said is put it in writing. If you go to my website, drjoe.com, you could print up something called a diet diary. It's free. It's yours. Just print it up. And just write down what you're eating and how you feel. And understand something when it comes to food, because we're all victims of this because this is physiology. It takes 20 minutes to get the message from your stomach to your brain. You eat food, it goes into your stomach starts digesting it and says, oh, this is food. Okay, I'm going to release leptin. Leptin goes into the blood, goes up into the hypothalamus, and the hypothalamus says, I feel full. So when you're eating food, whether it's chocolate cake or whether it's Dr. Joe's Super Greens and Essential Source with a salad, 20 minutes before you start to feel the effects of the food. So your mom was wrong, and I don't like to argue with moms. My mom is wonderful. You have to ruin your appetite. So a little trick I want you to start doing, and I used to be overweight, folks. I used to be very fat. I used to, I have stretch marks all over my body. This is when I was a kid. And I just couldn't keep up with my cousins. My cousins, Johnny, Paulie, and Mikey, and I would go, they were three in one family, and I'd go over there because, again, we came from a big Italian family. My father was deaf. My father had a horrible accident before I was born. And if you read my book, this is my second book, Prescription for Extreme Health, I tell the story as the first chapter. He fell off a ladder, broke his back, fractured his skull, and went deaf immediately. So my father was deaf my entire life. My mother was pregnant with me when he fell off the ladder and had the accident. And it's a tough time because my mother was in the hospital with me. My sister was about 3 years old at the time. My father was in and out of comas. My mother was 24 years old, had no skills whatsoever as far as working skills at that time. That wasn't something that was very common. And so it was a very stressful world I was born into. And so it was a very challenging time in my life, and that really is what led me into becoming a chiropractor. So if you read the book, it's really interesting. But I found that I would eat because that's what we did. My father didn't work. He was disabled. My mother had to stay home with my father because there was no OSHA at the time. There was no hired a handicapped or something like that. We lived on almost nothing. Unbelievable. I still look back. Gosh, what was it? Social Security for the four of us was $200 a month, maybe $210 a month. And then workers' comp, because we at work when he fell, $72 a month. So how we survived, I don't know. It was just amazing. So we ate, unfortunately, a lot, and I was fat. And so when I just came to the realization, I don't want to be fat anymore. I couldn't keep up with my cousins. I couldn't run with them and keep up with them anymore. And so I thought, well, let's lose weight. So one of the things I did in my little 10, 11-year-old mind was I'm going to drink a lot of water because I figured my stomach was something in my body and it had to fill up with food. What if I just filled it up with water? And in my silly mind, I did that, and I started to lose weight. And I was also going through puberty. I started playing sports, played football and hockey. And so little did I know, I was doing something that was helping my emotional eating. I was drinking water. Because when you're born, there's a part of your brain that controls hunger and a part of your brain that controls thirst. And as you get older, those two parts of the brain grow together. And so you have a tough time distinguishing between hunger and thirst. And so many times when you're hungry, you're not hungry, you're thirsty. So you're hungry and you think, well, what's going to give me pleasure? Well, water's not going to give me pleasure, but eclairs will or donuts will. So I'm going to emotionally eat these foods because it's going to give me pleasure and I'm going to feel better about myself. When in reality, all you had to do was drink a glass of water. And so what I was doing innocently was solving a major problem. Years later, I realized that that's what was happening. So make a decision. Do I want to have some water first? Yes. So here's a good way to solve emotional eating, some issues. Drink a big glass of water. Wait 10 or 15 minutes. See how you feel. If you're still hungry, have a snack. Nuts are great. Walnuts, almonds, pecans, pistachios, cashews. and have maybe 2 or 3 handfuls. Wait 20 minutes because it takes 20 minutes to get the message from your stomach to your brain. If you're still hungry, then you're really hungry. And that's how you can tell if you're really hungry or not. Am I thirsty? Am I hungry? Or am I just having an emotional attack and I want to eat something? So you got to make that decision. You analyze your hunger. You say, okay, how do I feel? And you can eat a food substitute. This is another trick I want you to start looking into. Say you're craving something salty, spicy, crunchy, like tortilla chips. Who doesn't love tortilla chips, right? I mean, you got sugar, corn, deep fried with salt. Oh my gosh, sugar, fat, and salt. What a combination. And in fact, there's a business called Food Science where they test and they try to get the exact balance of fat, sugars, and salts together to make you eat more. You remember commercial, you can't just eat just one. You can't eat just one. Fat, sugar, and salt, potato chips. Of course. And so scientists play on that and they say, how can I add just the right amount of ingredients so that you buy more of this product? So if you want something salty or spicy, maybe some celery. Take some celery, sprinkle it with some taco seasoning. Sounds strange? It does. Does it work? Yeah. Air pop popcorn. Make sure it's organic, though, because a lot of popcorn is genetically modified. So get some air pop popcorn. Spray on, you can spray tamari, it's called, which is a healthier version of soy sauce. Get a little spray bottle. You can get them for a dollar store, Spray it on there a little bit to give it a salty flavor, and then sprinkle on some taco seasoning. If you want something spicy, you want something salty, you want something crunchy, popcorn. Add some nutritional yeast. If you don't know what nutritional yeast is, it's a powder. It's a yellow powder. Kind of looks like powdered mashed potatoes, and it tastes great. And so you sprinkle that on, and it gives you B vitamins, and B vitamins can help your nervous system work more efficiently. So as a chiropractor, I'm always trying to find out what other things can my team of doctors offer my patients, our patients, to help get them better. And again, patients come to us all the time with neck pain and back pain and shoulder pain and headaches. And in most cases, when the patient does what we say, that's the key, they're thrilled with the results. It's very rare that somebody isn't happy in our office. And almost 100% of the time, if they're not happy, they didn't follow our treatment plan. And I tell patients on the first visit, listen, if you're serious about wanting to get well, we're serious about wanting to help you get well. But if you're not serious, that's okay. Come back when you are. Because we care about you very much. We want you to get well, but if you're not going to do what we say, you're not going to get the results that you want. So we work on the nervous system. We work on the digestive system. If you have acid reflux, heartburn, burping, gas, bloating, we may have to massage or pull the stomach away from the diaphragm. And then we add good nutrition, things like Dr. Joe's Super Greens and Dr. Joe's Essential Source Minimum. Nitric oxide we talked about earlier. Dr. Joe's B complex. I take that every day because most of us are deficient in B vitamins. And as you get older, you absorb less and less nutrients. So you need to take higher quality nutrients as you get older. But here's the thing. If you take high quality nutrients when you're younger, even better still. And so the nitric oxide, the B vitamins, the Dr. Joe's, the Super Greens Essential Source, my books, they're all on the website, drjoe.com. So think about some substitute foods. If you're craving sugar, which I do, just like everyone else does, have a piece of fruit. Have a pineapple, watermelon, peach, pear. And you'll be amazed how that really helps solve the problem. Because if you're just eating plain sugar, it gets absorbed into the body. When you're eating a piece of fruit, it has fiber. And fiber is going to slowly push the sugar through your colon and give you a slow release of sugar. That's healthier. Because another problem, number one reason we see patients is pain. Neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, headaches, car accidents. If you've ever been in a car accident, if the car was damaged, you were damaged. 100% of the time, I've been doing this for 34 years, plus my internships before that. I've never not seen somebody damaged in a car accident if the car was damaged. Number one reason is pain. Number two is digestive problems, acid reflux, heartburn, burping, gas, bloating, diarrhea, constipation. And so we always adjust the spine because the nerves from the spine control everything. And then we check the digestive system itself. We may have to actually manipulate or massage or adjust the stomach area. And then people come to us and say, Dr. Joe, I need to lose weight. How many people need to lose weight? Raise your hands. 65% of you, if you're statistically average. And so we actually have something called, it's a doctor-assisted weight loss program where we supervise you and we put you on a 21-day initial cleanse to get the body working again. And a lot of people lose a lot of weight in those first 21 days. Because you clean out the colon, the body starts working more efficiently, the metabolism seems to increase, and you start to lose the weight. Then we coach you on how to keep it off. What you didn't work, now we have to change things around and get you eating the right way. And so the doctor-supervised weight loss program is extremely popular. We can do that anywhere in the world, actually. We can ship. And it works great. And it's relatively inexpensive. And so that's a good way to kind of jumpstart your weight loss, because many times we eat because we're fat. And I used to be fat, so I can say the F word. When I was fat, I didn't care. I'm fat anyway. What's one more cookie going to do? I'm fat anyway. What's one more eclair going to do? But then you start to realize, well, one more eclair makes a big difference. One scoop of ice cream makes a big difference. And so the doctor-supervised plan, we start you out in 21 days, and then we coach you to change your lifestyle. Because if you don't change your lifestyle and you finish your diet and you go back to where you were, it doesn't change anything. You put the weight back on again. And having been overweight, I understand emotional eating from that standpoint. I had a woman one time, an adult woman, say one time, "I've been fat all my life." And I said, "Why is that?" And she said, I didn't like being bothered by men. She says, "Now that I'm older, I can admit it." She goes, "I didn't want men looking at me. I was very shy. And so it was easier for me just to be overweight so men wouldn't look at me." And I thought, what an interesting emotional eating issue. And so we talked with her and we tried to get her healthy. And that was my goal. And she did great, by the way. So we do want to get the body healthy. An apple. Maybe take a baked apple and put some cinnamon on it. Cinnamon stabilizes your blood sugar so you don't get the highs and the lows. And if you do that, that can help stabilize your body. Now, don't put it in a microwave. I'm not a big microwave fan. If you've listened to my shows before, you know I hate microwaves. Bake the apple. Make sure it's organic, because if it's not organic, the apple is probably sprayed with pesticides and then dipped in wax, and the pesticides get sealed in. And a fun little trick you want to do if you're bored and have no life is take a regular apple you bought in a grocery store. It's really shiny, and just put it in a bowl of hot water, really hot water, and you'll see the wax melt and just float to the top. And you'll say, wow, that's a lot of wax I've been eating all these years. So if you're going to eat the skin on anything, I do recommend organic. I think that's very important. Try to find an alternative activity. An alternative activity can fill up an emotional need. Maybe you want to get a dog. Take the dog out twice a day. That's a real good thing to do. I don't have a dog. I don't have time for a dog. But if you have time for a dog, that'd be great. Take them out twice a day. Go meet people. Go to the park. Maybe you don't like meeting people. Don't talk to people. That's okay too. But that'll get you out of the house and away from the food. Because here's the secret that I use. I don't know. I assume it'll work for you too. You got to get the bad food out of the house. Because if the bad food is in the house, you will eat it. I promise you. If you're like me, you're going to eat the bad food. The story I tell, years ago, this older patient, she was really bad shape, and she came in, she got amazing results under our care, and she was so excited, and she was able to walk again. She was getting old, an elderly woman, and she thought this was it. I'm never going to walk again. I'm in a wheelchair. And she was walking, and she made me these chocolate chip cookies. And she came in and said, "Dr. Joe, I made these chocolate chip cookies for you." And I said, "Oh my gosh, that is so wonderful, and they look so delicious. What's in them?" "Well, Dr. Joe, there's flour and eggs and butter and whatever's in chocolate chip cookies." And I learned 2 lessons that day. Number 1, I said, "Oh, I can't eat these because I'm a vegan." And her heart sunk. You could see the look on her face, her body language just changed dramatically. And I learned a valuable lesson that day. I want you to remember this too, is that when somebody gives you a gift, there's 2 things you can do. 2 words. Thank you. That's it. Whether you like it or not, thank you. This is wonderful. It's not the gift. It's the fact that they thought of you and they took time out of their day to buy it or make it or create it or whatever it was. Thank you. And I could have easily just taken those cookies and thrown them away. However, I didn't. Put them in the office. And now I think there's 4 vegans on my staff now. Back then, I don't think we had any. And so the rest of the staff went and ate them all up. And that was great. Well, guess what happened? A couple hours later, I'm so tired, Dr. Joe. Man, I don't know why I'm so tired all of a sudden. They ate a bunch of sugar. Blood sugar spiked. Blood sugar crashed. They were tired. So that taught me the get the bad food out of the house lesson. And I've done that at my house too. People make me vegan cookies and I can't have them in the house. So get the bad food out of the house. And if somebody makes a nice gesture for you, your answer is, "Thank you. I appreciate that. You're wonderful." And accept what they're giving you, not necessarily the gift itself, but the act of the giving. And boy, life changes a lot when you do that. Show appreciation. Show respect. I'm Italian. Show respect. Hey, I was raised, hey, Joey, you show respect, I'll smack you. Every uncle I had ever told me that, and I believed every one of them. And let me tell you, you showed respect. So we're talking about emotional eating today. I guess being Italian is kind of hits home here. And things that you can do to get over the emotional eating. because it's hard to do. And we talked about pain being a reason why people eat, because eating releases endorphins in your brain, which helps cover up the pain. So if you have neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, numbness, tingling, headaches, if you'd like to come see us in the Atlanta area, we have offices in Marietta, Duluth, and Stockbridge. We would love to be your doctors. We would love the opportunity to help you get well and stay well. Naturally, no drugs, no surgery. If you need drugs or surgery, I have a team of doctors I work with. I'm more than happy to co-manage your case with them. If you're under medical care, we can co-manage your case with your doctors, your medical doctors. Where we want to not tell you to come off the drugs or come off the whatever it is, we want to get you better so you don't need them. So if you want to make an appointment, go to my website, drjoe.com, and there you can just call it. You can do it right online if you want to. Book an appointment online, or you can call us. And we want to work on your nervous system, we want to work on your digestive system, and we want to work on your diet. Get you on some good supplements, at least Dr. Joe's Super Greens and Essential Source. Minimum supplements you should be taking every day. And then if we have circulatory issues, nitric oxide, maybe B vitamins. I'm a vegan. I'm deficient in certainly B12, if nothing else, but I take a whole spectrum of B vitamins. Helps my nervous system work. Or chiropractors want to get the nervous system working. People might need probiotics, adrenal support. We have adrenal support. Cold and flu season, unbelievable. Most people are deficient in something called vitamin D. And we're finding out that vitamin D can fight cancer, that it helps with the immune system, that it helps the bones grow. So we have something called vitamin D with vitamin K2, which also is necessary for healthy bones as well. And that's on the website too. So in the winter, if you're not getting out in the sun, you can't get out, even if you are getting out in the sun's on an angle in the winter, I want you to take about 5,000 international units of vitamin D. With Dr. Joe's vitamin D, 5 drops. It's very simple. Okay, once a day, has almost no flavor, tastes great, it's fine, and you'll be amazed when you start building up those vitamin D support. So all the supplements, my books, if you want to make an appointment, hundreds of hours of podcasts, all on the website, drjoe.com. We want to be your doctors. So we're talking today about emotional eating. And one thing you can do is you might want to just have a little bit of something. Now, if you're doing everything right, you're getting chiropractic care, making sure your nervous system is working, we fix your digestive system, at least you're taking Super Greens and Essential Source, which helps curb a lot of those cravings you're going to have. Trust me on this one. You got to maybe just a little bite. I just want to have a tiny little bite of that chocolate, Dr. Joe. Okay, here's the deal. You can't do it in your house. Because if it's in the house, that means the whole product is in the house. So if you're going to do it and take a little nibble, I want you to go out and get it from somewhere. So maybe you want to go to a chocolate store that has really, really good chocolate and buy the most expensive piece of chocolate that they have. But what do alcoholics do? You ever been to an AA meeting? I went years ago. I was dating a gal, and she turned out, she told me a couple of months into our relationship that she was an alcoholic. Would I come to an AA meeting with her? And I said, yes, I would. And another story about an artificial sweetener there. But what's the rule on AA? Can you ever have a nibble? Nope. Can you have a little bit? Nope. 0. Because once you take it, you stimulate those pleasure centers in your brain, and bam, you're off the wagon. And so if you're going to take a nibble, take it, of whatever it is you're craving, and then think, do I want more? And if the answer is yes, this is not a technique that's going to work for you. You got it. You can't do this technique. It doesn't work for you. But if you could just take a bite and say, okay, I'm satisfied, then we're okay. But alcoholics can't have one drink on their birthday. They can't have a margarita on Tuesday because they lose all their chips. They got to start over again. They give you little chips in AA to show how much progress you've made. And so if you need a little nibble, you might want to try that, but I'd rather you do a substitute. Like we talked about, if you want something salty like corn chips, maybe a popcorn or some celery with some taco seasoning on it. Make sure the taco seasoning doesn't have monosodium glutamate in it, though. That's another thing. MSG has glutamic acid. And glutamic acid is an excitotoxin. It causes the brain to fire faster than it's supposed to and can literally burn out your brain cells. So I'm not a big fan of monosodium glutamate or aspartic acid, which is aspartame. And that causes the brain to fire faster than it's supposed to. And by the way, that can make you hungry. Chinese food syndrome, right? You ever go for Chinese food? Ate a bunch of food, you're stuffed. Hour later, you're hungry again. Well, what was it? Well, monosodium glutamate can make you hungry. Aspartame can make you hungry. That's why the studies on people that drink diet soda show that people that drink diet soda usually gain weight. Because the aspartic acid is an excitotoxin to the brain, causes the brain to fire faster than it's supposed to. You get hungry, you want to eat more. And so even though you had your diet soda, now you want something else. And the artificial sweeteners can also spike your insulin levels. The body thinks that it's sugar. So the pancreas releases insulin, and the insulin is floating around saying, I'm going to take this sugar and I'm going to unlock the cells and open up the cells to allow sugar in. That's how insulin works. And the cells are going, all right, you unlocked me. Where's my sugar? There's none here. And so you start craving sugar. So people that drink artificial sweeteners or sodas many times have bad sugar cravings that they give into. So just a little fun neurology check there. So are you satisfied? You've got to deal with why you're hungry. And fiber is going to be very helpful. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds are high in fiber. And they fill up in your colon and they push the food through the colon. So A, bowels work better. And B, you feel fuller. So that's why if you're eating a small piece of meat, you might not feel full. It doesn't have a lot of fiber in it. So add some fiber to it. Again, I don't eat meat. If you're going to eat meat, I recommend organic only, because then you can avoid things like pesticides, herbicides, tranquilizers, genetically modified food, weed killers. And so if you're going to eat meat, I choose not to. But if you're going to eat meat, I'd recommend organic only or don't eat it. Now, I just did a show on that a couple of weeks ago on if you're going to eat meat, the types of meat to eat. If you're going to eat animal products, meat, dairy, cheese, butter, yogurt, eggs, we covered it all. That's on my website, drjoe.com, along with hundreds of hours, well over 1,000, I think now, of audio and video blogs. So if you like what you're hearing, you want more, go to my website. It's all there, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if you have a podcast service, it's called For the Health of It. And so you could listen there as well. So we're talking today about emotional eating, how to get over your emotional eating. And like I said, you might have to deal with some feelings. You may have to decide, what is this related to? Well, gosh, I remember it was so much fun when I went to the amusement park with my family, Palisades Amusement Park, when I was a kid. And when we go to Palisades Amusement Park in Palisades, New Jersey, I'll sing the song afterwards. It's always funny. You talk to anybody from New Jersey, and the commercials had a little song that went with it. You start singing it. I think, oh my God, Palisades Amusement Park. But anyway, if you associate cotton candy or something with good times, you might start craving cotton candy and start to think about it. Is it the cotton candy I want, or am I just being nostalgic? If you're just being nostalgic, that's great. Sit down, break out your photo albums. You may not know what that is, kids. It's a book with you put pictures in it. It's not on your phone. Or you could look at your phone and just go through, maybe a walk down memory lane. So you're really not wanting the cotton candy. You're wanting those memories to come in. So whatever you do, keep in mind, if you work towards solving the root problems of emotional eating, the cravings start to subside. Is it a physical problem? Is it neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, numbness, tingling, headaches? Am I eating just because I'm in pain? And if you are, then you probably need to come see us so we can hopefully work on the physical aspects of the pain. Am I not digesting my food properly? When you're hungry, you're not hungry for food, you're hungry for nutrition. And so Dr. Joe's Super Greens and Dr. Joe's Essential Source is a great start to get you high concentration of quality nutrition into your body. And then my first book, it's called Eating Right for the Health of It. We tell you how to change your diet. First half of the book tells you how to change your diet. Second half is, well over 200 recipes. So that might be a start to do that. Go to my website, drjoe.com. We have one of the lectures I did called The 7 Deadly Sins of Nutrition, most popular one on my website. And we have a follow-up to that called So What Can I Eat? And we give you a whole hour of breakfast, lunches, dinner, snacks on how to get nutrition into your body to help curb these cravings, get the brain working more efficiently, get the bowels working efficiently, and help keep the body young and healthy. I want to keep you around for a long time, folks. You're my favorite people in the world, my patients and my listeners. And so I want to keep you around for a long time, and we do that by the nervous system, digestive system, and good nutrition. So I don't want you to blame yourself for the food cravings. It could be chemical, could be certain foods that like aspartame or glutamic acid that stimulate the pleasure centers in the brain. Could be an emotional issue, could be you're not breaking down your proteins properly into amino acids. Amino acids become neurotransmitters. So think about it. Why do I have these problems? Do I have pain? Do I have acid reflux, heartburn, burping, gas, bloating? Do I have a horrible diet? Every day. Patients come in the office. Dr. Joe, oh, you're going to kill me when you see my diet. I don't care what you eat. I care that you get better. That's my goal. So I don't judge. I don't criticize anybody. I don't ask anybody to go plant-based. I mean, I'm plant-based. I'm vegan. I never ask anybody to do that. If I did, I'd have no friends. So I think we have two or three staff members that are vegan. I have one very close friend that's vegan, and everybody else is normal, right? So, folks, I'm almost out of time. If you want to make an appointment to come see us, go to our website, drjoe.com. Neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, car accidents. If you were ever in a car accident, you were damaged. If the car was damaged, you were damaged. If you want more information about the doctor-assisted weight loss program, you can call the office. We'll give you information about that. If you want to order the supplements, the Super Greens, the Essential Source, the nitric oxide, the B vitamins, the probiotics, the adrenal support, many others, they're all on the website as well, drjoe.com. And the reason we have the website, and the reason we put everything we do on the website is because people will say, Dr. Joe, I've listened to you for so many years, and I finally came in. And the biggest complaint I get, 34 years in practice, why didn't I do this sooner? Why did I suffer needlessly? And my answer is always, I don't know. You have the answers now. Nervous system, digestive system, and nutrition. You have me as a resource. My doctors are there for you. The website's there 24 hours a day, drjoe.com. Hey, thanks for listening. Tell your friends about the show. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for listening to For the Health of It. Remember to subscribe to this podcast, and I'll help you naturally get well and stay well. You can also listen to and call into my radio show live Sunday evenings from 7 to 9 Eastern Time on WSBRadio.com and on a WSB Radio app.